My name is Frank Mazzella. I'm the Learning Products Manager for Vision Research. I'm here to present a series of PCC Phantom Camera Control software tutorials intended to show you many of the various features and processes incorporated in PCC. In this PCC tutorial, Defining the Application Preferences Part 2, we will walk through the remaining settings associated with defining the PCC Application Preferences. We will discuss the measurement preferences in detail in the Processing Measurements tutorial. Now, let's discuss the preferences associated with the Logging tab. The logging feature is primarily used by Vision Research and should only be used in conjunction with Vision Research technical support. The technical support engineer will instruct you what to enter in the Mask for Selective Dumps entry fields and what to do next. Selecting the All button sets the mask with a hex code of FFFF. The None button resets all the fields back to 0. The Logging to RAM option, when enabled or checked, instructs the camera to dump the logged information into RAM. PCC can also generate a phcon.log file in the path shown in the log folder area. Vision Research technical support may ask you to email them this file. So let's create a phcon.log file. First, I need to click the All button to enter hex values into the Mask for Selective Dumps data entry fields. I'm also going to disable or uncheck the Logging to RAM option. Then I'm going to click the OK button. When the pop-up information window stating some settings will be applied after an application restart appears, I can click the OK button to close the Preferences dialog window before restarting PCC, or I can click the Close Applications button to close the PCC application. In order to create a log file, PCC must be restarted. Therefore, I'm going to select the Close Application button. Now I'll reopen PCC. If a previously logged file is found, a warning message will be displayed asking me to click the Yes button to delete the previous logged file and create a new one, click the No button to append the new log file to the existing one, or click Cancel to disable logging. Since this feature should only be used in conjunction with technical support, I'm going to stop logging by clicking the Cancel button. I now need to reopen the Preferences dialog window and click the Camera tab. Now, let's talk about the camera visibility options. These options will determine how PCC detects connected phantom cameras. By default, the camera visibility option is set to see all available cameras. This means PCC will use a broadcast message mechanism to detect connected cameras and their IP addresses automatically. This broadcast mechanism utilizes a protocol called UDP, User Datagram Protocol over IP, Internet Protocol packets, to deliver the broadcast messages. However, some encrypting systems will not support the transfer of UDP. Furthermore, some networking environments prohibit UDP from being transmitted across the network. For these type of networking environments, the end user will need to build a static IP address list of the network cameras he or she wishes to connect to. To build this list, we need to enable the See Only Previous Cameras List option. Then click the OK button. Notice detected cameras are displayed in the All Network Cameras list. Cameras listed in the Visible Cameras list are the cameras the control unit computer is permitted to connect to. We can easily restrict a camera from being controlled by the Phantom Camera Control Unit computer by highlighting the camera in the Visible Camera list. Click the Remove button, then click the OK button. Notice that the Miro 320S Cam2 camera has been removed from the cameras group. Yet it is still in the All Network Camera list. Now I'm going to restart the PCC application. Now, let's permit the computer to control the Miro 320S Cam2 camera by reopening the Preferences Camera tab. Highlight the Miro 320S Cam2 camera in the All Network Cameras list, then click the Add to Visible List button. Notice the Miro 320S Cam2 camera has been added to the Visible Camera list. Now I'll click the OK button. And notice the Miro 320S2 Cam2 camera has been added to the camera group in the Manager Control tab. The IP Cam button allows you to add a phantom camera to the Visible Cameras list, even if it is not presently available. To demonstrate this, I'm going to disconnect the Ethernet cable of the Miro 320S Cam2 camera from the network. Now I'm going to highlight the Miro 320S Cam2 camera in the Visible Camera list, then click the Remove button to delete the camera from the Visible Camera list. When I close the Preferences dialog window by clicking the OK button, notice that there is no longer any reference to the Miro 320S Cam2 camera in the dialog window. Now I'm going to close and restart the PCC application. Okay, let's manually add the Miro 320S Cam2 camera to the Visible Cameras list, even though the camera is not connected to the network, by reopening the Preferences Cameras tab. And click on the Add IP Cam button. And enter the IP address of the Miro 320S Cam2 camera 100.100.140.180 in the Add Camera with IP dialog window. And click the OK button. The IP address of the camera can be found on the camera itself. Notice the IP address has been added to the Visible Camera list, but not the name or serial number of the camera. Now I'm going to close the Preferences dialog window by clicking the OK button. Notice the camera is placed in the Manager Cameras group as unknown. Now I'll close the PCC application, reconnect the Miro 320S Cam2 Ethernet cable to the network, and restart the PCC application. The startup process takes a little bit longer when the See Only Previous Cameras list is selected. This is because the software attempts to connect to only the cameras in the Visible Cameras list using the TCP/IP Transport Control Protocol Internet Protocol packets to connect to the cameras. When this protocol is used, PCC cannot use a broadcast mechanism like it did when UDP was sent inside IP packets. With TCP, each connection must be established individually. Therefore, it takes more time to establish each connection. Notice that the software now knows that the 100.100.140.180 camera is the Miro 320S Cam2 camera. For the remainder of the PCC tutorials, I'm going to set the camera visibility option to see all available cameras. So that concludes the Defining the PCC Application Preferences tutorial, in which we walked through the various settings associated with defining the PCC Application Preferences. For in-depth Phantom Operations, Vision Research offers Phantom Operations Certification Training. Please visit our training webpage at www.phantomhighspeed.com, Service Support, Training. Or contact your local sales representative, who could be found on our website under the Contact Us pull-down selection list for more information about our training sessions, or for Phantom cameras in general.